Well, first of all, to your point, what a performance by the entire field, averaging something 66 and change. It was like a three-point contest between Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Steph Curry. It wasn't a war of attrition. It was a game of addition. How high can you count? How low can you go? But by about the 15th hole, 16th hole on the back nine, it became clear that it was really just a three-player race, and it came down to 4 shots that decided who won this golf tournament and who left here wanting some more. First to Jordan Spieth, who was playing some great golf and swinging really well. We were going to take a deeper look at that here in a minute, but he was 27 under, when he stood on the 16th tee. He didn't like this tee shot. Okay, maybe it wasn't good, but it didn't deserve this. One of the worst breaks you'll ever see. I mean, he could hit right there and move towards the middle of that bunker. He's got a shot. He could work his magic. But nonetheless, plug, bogey. Now, Sahith Theegala, he comes to 17 after a nice drive. He's 28 under par. Got a good look at birdie. Everybody is. And he flares this one out to the right. So instead of playing offense, he's playing defense. Did a nice job to save par. So he comes to the 18th hole, which is so gettable, especially when you hit it as far as he does. And again, he's got a chance to make birdie for sure, maybe eagle. And he flares this one out to the right. So 2 missed opportunities. Doesn't birdie 17 and doesn't birdie the very gettable 18th hole. This would have put a lot of pressure on the man, Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk seems to have ice water flowing through his veins. He comes to 17 and did exactly what I thought Sahith was going to do. Just own the moment here. I mean, this was just one of the prettiest shots you'll ever hope to see. At the end of his career, Chris Kirk may call that the best shot he's ever hit. That was it right there. That got him to 29 under par. Can't hardly make a mistake on the 18th hole that's going to disrupt that. That was it, those 4 shots.
How about the mentality that is needed to win a tournament like this? As I said, he starts with a 1-shot lead. You're 7 under standing on 17. Most tournaments, you'd be winning by 6, 7, 8 shots. But you look up and you're tied at that point.
Look, every single hole was gettable out there for the most part. You listen to Kurt Byram and Kevin Kisner just talking about lack of wind, the easy hole locations, and you knew what you needed to do out there, and it was just a matter of execution. I mean, even the 11th hole, which is normally a very difficult tee shot coming down that hill, the 8th hole, difficult tee shot coming down that hill, they were essentially just cake today. So, look, I mean, the scores were great. But as I said at the top of the show this morning, this is such a leader's golf course. It's hard to make a mistake off of the tee. It's hard to make a mistake coming into these greens. It's usually divined out the player who's playing the best, and they get to just show off on Sunday. And really, it was a show-off performance by Chris Kirk.
It's par 73, the only par 73 on the PGA Tour. The scoring average for the field of 59 today was better than 6 shots under par. It was 66.7. That blew away the previous single-day Plantation course scoring record set on Friday. And it was 67.47, so not quite, but nearly a shot lower today.
Yeah, I don't want to detract from the play that we saw today because it was extraordinary, but it's really time for them to sort of reassess what par is on this golf course. You could probably put it at 71 or 70, and then it seems a bit more logical, the scores they're shooting. But when you go back and you sort of look at the week and the day of Chris Kirk, it was certainly extraordinary. We go to the 4th hole today. He'd missed the green back right. And on the day, I mean, we didn't spend much time talking about how good his short game was this week. You can tell, okay, maybe this isn't that difficult of a shot, but boy, was it spot on. He led the field in strokes gained around the green. He led the field in scrambling. 12 greens he missed this week. He got it up and down 11 times. He also led the field in putts made from 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 9 feet, 3-putt avoidance, and approach putt performance. And, well, he made his share of 15 to 20 footers, too, like that one there at the 17th. And if you heard Kevin Kisner at the end of the show saying, I'm going to go out and work on my high draws, he led the field. Maybe this stat isn't on there, but we're going to put it on there in really cool high draws. I haven't seen this many beautiful high draws since the epic days of Kenny Perry when he was going at his best at Colonial. This was just a gorgeous one at the 9th hole, right down the middle, 313 yards, led to a birdie. And I talked about how the 11th hole was, the guesswork was taken out of it. You could get up there, play it towards the middle of the screen, work a soft draw with a short iron, which isn't a particularly difficult shot. But we didn't see anybody hit a better one than this all week, all day. A tap-in birdie right there. And look, I mean, there are, when the wind's not blowing, you know, a couple of fairways that you don't get the giddy up downwind. You want to hit a high draw off the bunker here at the 12th. Find the fairway. I mean, if you hit a poor drive, you can find those bunkers over there to the left. You can flare it out to the right, and all of a sudden you got a blind shot. That was right in the sweet spot, right down the middle, 341. Perfect, stress-free shot. I mean, that's all it was about at this point. It was just keeping away from the stress, just one after another. This is a really tough fairway to hit at the 13th. Again, just another really cool high draw. It was one after another after another. Just beautiful tempo, beautiful rhythm, just hitting the shots one after another. And this is the coolest of the cool high draws of the day. Standing up there from 209 yards coming into the hole here, because a bit unlucky as he stood on the tee. You heard Smiley Kaufman talking about the wind came up about 15 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, made the hole play a little bit longer. So that was it, just one metronomic, beautiful high draw after another.
In a world in which guys are leaping at the ball when they swing it, his is much more languid. Pretty to watch.
It is pretty to watch, and, you know, sneaky long, you know, sort of tour average. You know, he doesn't look like he's going at it, but 173, 174 ball speed. You know, it's not 180, but 173, 174, going at it with that sort of unhurried sort of transition is pretty darn impressive. Tells you that the sequencing is nice. Now, you know, I listened to Kevin Kisner talking about how he's working on jumping up his ball speed. I did see him get one up there to about 176, so kind of sneaky long. Major
championships, the players, the bigger titles in the game. You like him in any way? And
look, he's had a 54-hole lead at the Players previous in his career. He stumbled. It's one of the few times he stumbled with a 54-hole lead in his career. For the most part, he's been rock solid in that regard. But, you know, as he's gained confidence, as he's sort of found clarity, as he's fought the demons successfully off the golf course, he's become a very compelling figure, a very easy person to pull for. But I think his golf's gotten even better. He's 36 years of age.
38.
So, excuse me, 38. So his prime is sort of behind him. But, you know, there's still plenty of time for him to have success on the right golf courses with a little bit of run out there. And the Players Championship certainly comes to mind.